everyone, this is Rabbit's Ball Animation Bliss, and welcome to another anime discussion series. So today's anime discussions we're going to be talking about today are my thoughts on the first episode of the Ranma 1/2 remake. So before I get into this, I wanted to let you guys know that I actually posted up a poll about this where I asked you guys about whether or not I should review each episode of the new Ranma 1/2 remake, or should I just wait until all 12 episodes get released and then review the show. Well, the results came out and most of you guys said that I should review each episode. So I'm going to start this off by reviewing the very first episode of the Ranma 1/2 remake. Thank you guys for voting in the polls, and let's get started. So the episode starts off with Sound Tendo actually getting a letter from his friend Jimma Saotomi, and it turns out that Jimma and his son Rama are supposed to visit the Tendos, and it turns out that Rama is supposed to be engaged to one of the Tendo girls. And while this is going on, it turns out that there was a girl and a panda that's coming into the town, and they ended up coming to the Tendo house. And of course the Tendo family is confused by all this because they thought that Jimma Saotomi is supposed to come with his son, but all they see is a panda and a girl. But despite this, Akane decides to become friends with the girl, and they end up fighting with each other in the dojo, and then afterwards the girl decides to take a bath. Well, it turns out that the girl is actually Rama Saotomi, and it turns out that he went to the Jusinkyo Springs, and there he ends up being cursed to turn into a girl whenever he splashed with cold water, and he can only turn back into a guy whenever he splashed with hot water. And basically the rest of the episode is a fallout from this revelation. So what are my thoughts on this episode? I really enjoyed this episode. So let's talk about what I did like about this episode. So the first thing that I liked about this episode was how faithful it was to the manga. So when I heard that there was going to be a remake of Ranma 1/2, I will admit that I was a bit surprised about this because I never thought that there was going to be a remake made about Ranma 1/2 in a million years. But lo and behold, we have a remake now, and it's finally arrived. And yeah, I was hoping that this remake was going to be a little more faithful to the manga, because even though I really enjoyed the original 1989 anime series, like there was a point when it started straying off from the manga, and to be fair, it was because the manga wasn't finished at the time, so they had to make up a lot of episodes while they were doing the show. But now that the remake is here, and now that the manga has officially finished up, maybe this is a chance for the remake to actually be able to adapt most of the storylines from the manga. And so far, this episode pretty much was very faithful to how the first story in the manga started out, and I really like the fact that this episode was very faithful to the manga so far. Like, it did a really good job at introducing all the characters that we all know and love later on, and it did a really good job at explaining about Rama's situation and his relationship with Akane Tendo that would last for the rest of the series. So yeah, I really love the fact that this episode was very faithful to the manga, and it did a good job at setting up these characters and the situations they would get into later on. Another thing that I liked about this episode was the animation. So when I saw the animation in the trailer for the remake, I was really impressed by how beautiful the animation was, and the animation in this episode was just as beautiful as what I saw in the trailer. Like, the characters moved so fluently, the fight scenes were very well done, and I just love how the characters move during comedic situations. Like, they look very wacky whenever they're moving in the comedic situations, and I just love how gorgeous this animation is for the series, and I hope that the animation continues to get better from this point forward. Now, if there was a minor nitpick that I have with this episode, and it's a very minor nitpick, it's the new voices. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against any of the new voice actors in the show, but as I mentioned in my reaction to the remake trailer, I was hoping that the original English voice cast from the original 1989 series was going to reprise their roles, because I really love how the voice actors voiced the characters in the 1989 series, and I wanted to see them make a comeback in the remake, but that didn't happen. So it's more like I probably have to watch more new episodes of this remake to get used to the new voices for this show. But then again, I might actually start to love these new voice actors, and they might be just as good as the original voice actors. And now a word from this channel. All aboard the Animated Social Media Express. Want to send some tweets my way? Then follow me on Twitter. Want to join our special animation community? Then join our Discord group, Animation Bliss. Want to see more updates on our YouTube videos? Then check out our Facebook group, Animation Bliss. Want to download on everything going on with this channel? Then check all of the above. And now, back to the video. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Even though it might take me some time to get used to the new voices for this show, I really love the fact that this episode so far is very faithful to the original manga, and the animation is just so beautiful to look at, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more episodes of the show, and I'm hoping to get a review for the second episode out pretty soon. So those are my thoughts on the first episode of the new Ranma 1/2 remake. And tell me in the comments down below, have you guys seen the first episode of the new Ranma 1/2 remake? And if you have, did you like this episode or did you hate this episode? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit Ball Animation Bliss, and I'll see you guys later. Hey animation fans, like this video? If you want to see more animated content from this channel, then please hit that big old animated subscribe button so that you can get more awesome content from this channel.